What's up, guys? Blue Moon Mining here, and we're talking about solo nodes. So, obviously, the network hash rate is quite high, and solo mining pools usually require a fee. The people that have the pool want to get paid. That's understandable. The only one that's not on here that I can see is usually public pool, and yeah, well, also this one, but there's a lot of pools that aren't, in the US and stuff, so if you're in the US, that's probably not going to work the best. You want to have the lowest latency so your share can get submitted before anyone else's because multiple ASICs can submit the same share at the same time, and whatever one sends it first gets the block. So you can uncle a block out if, or orphan, uncle, whatever you want to call it. There's multiple different terms. But there's a chance that their share will reach before yours, meaning they get the block and you get an orphaned or uncle block, whatever you want to call it. So it's probably better to do a local node, making your own Bitcoin node to mine to, because it's on your own network. Your latency will be practically zero. There may be a little buffer here and there, but nothing crazy. So we all know BitAxe is what's crypto miner, bro, is $100 for a gamma is actually a pretty good deal. I'm not gonna lie. They also have a Hydro one that popped up on here if you just go to the homepage. BitAxes have been very popular in the solo mining space, and solo mining is getting more and more popular these days. Here it is right here. It looks pretty cool, doesn't it? But as I was saying, solo mining is getting more and more popular. Even big brands like Canaan dropped 3 different solo mining ASICs. Nano 3S, which is what I have. They also have the Mini 3 and a Avalon Q. These things are basically just meant for solo mining. You can pool mine with them, but they're not the most efficient for that. So they won't be making a lot of money. So what do people are most likely going to do is you're going to want to solo mine. But what if you don't want to pay a fee? What if you have really bad latency to the pool? Well, there's a lot of options out there to solo mine to your own node, or just start a node that you can solo mine to. The most popular one lately has been Umbrel or FutureBit. They also have the FutureBit Apollo, but that's an expensive entry point to get an ASIC miner just for a node. Now, the Umbrel has their node. It's around $400, and it now has 4 terabytes of data or storage, which is good. So it's $400. They have the node pretty much pre-built for you, and all you have to do is download the Bitcoin node, synchronize it, and then get public pool and download add-on to it. Very easy, very quick. $400. Yeah, it's a lot of money. A lot of people don't want to dish out a lot of money like that. So they also have Umbrel OS. I bought a cheap little PC, mini PC on the internet. I recommend this brand. They're usually pretty cheap. They only have 1 terabyte options. I would recommend getting 2 terabytes. So if you do buy one of these, upgrade it to a 2 terabyte NVMe, because everyone knows the Bitcoin network the Bitcoin network is growing day by day, meaning that you're going to need a lot more storage. 1 terabyte, it's already pushing 1 terabyte. To synchronize the whole network, I believe, is 735, 736 gigabytes, so almost a terabyte. But yeah, so I have something similar to this, not this exact model, but it's just a mini PC. It has M.2 SSD. It's a 1 terabyte, 16 gigabytes RAM. Always want 16 gigabytes when you're running a node. And it has a 4-core CPU, which is also what you want. So these things are pretty nice. They're cheap, $200. And if you go to Umbrel, their OS is free. You can download the OS, get Balena Etcher, put it on a USB stick, and go through the setup process on your own little mini PC. That saves you $200 from buying the Umbrel node. Now, there's also another option that came out. FutureBit actually announced a standalone solo node. So instead of having to buy their ASIC miner that has the node built in, you can now just buy their node. But again, the asking price they're looking for is $349. So a lot of people are going to want to go for the cheaper option, unless they don't mind spending a little extra to not have to do the setup process. Now, with Umbrel, you still have to set up and synchronize the node and all that stuff. So you have to download a couple apps to get the node and your pool running. And your pool is based off of, what is it called? I always forget the name of it. But it's based off of, where is it? I'm struggling today, guys. Well, it's based off a public pool, so I can always log into mine and show you what it looks like. It's just my Umbrel node. It's based off a public pool. You go here, and you're on your whatever. So, and I can also log into just my node in general. This is what the Umbrel looks like. This is running on my own mini PC. I tried to do a setup video. I struggled very hard at it, but I know Rabid Mining has a video explaining how to do it as well. A little bit more in depth compared to me. But as you can see, you have the pool, you have the Bitcoin node. You have to download each of those. And of course, even with the FutureBit, you are going to have to synchronize the node. That's the unfortunate part. It takes a long time. It also depends on what kind of PC you use. I mean, you can use anything. You could buy a $90 Dell Optiplex if you want to, and download Umbrel onto it and stuff. But personally, mini PC, in my opinion, is a lot better because a lot of these mini PCs on Amazon are actually quite cheap. So I recommend them. A lot faster, way cheaper. But yeah, so this is what the Umbrel looks like. Very self-explanatory. It's simple. But the nice thing about FutureBit is it's a little cheaper, and it already comes preloaded with everything. You just have to synchronize the node and get it started, and then you should be able to direct your ASIC miners to it. So a little bit easier than maybe the Umbrel node, where you have to actually download it and figure out how to navigate the App Store and stuff. Because of course, there's an App Store, you have to find the things you want to do, obviously. So yeah, there's many options out there. These are just 3 options that I had off the top of my head. I mean, as I said, you can always just try and figure out how to run your own node doing other things. I mean, I'm pretty sure Retro Mike has a video on how to do it without using any other software. And there's people out there in the crypto space that have different ways that they will do it. But these, in my opinion, are just the most efficient ways to do it without having to do any coding or any kind of setup or build your own things. If you could just buy it, you know, an Umbrel home, a mini PC, and download Umbrel onto it, or now with FutureBit, they're making their own solo node. It's not released yet, but it will eventually be released. And yeah, you know, it's probably a lot easier just to do it that way. And with the growing network hash rate, yeah, it's going to get more and more difficult to actually mine a solo block. But in the end, more and more people are starting to solo mine. And we all know how that's going to go. There's going to be more and more blocks found by Bitaxes, by Canans, the more that come on the network. So maybe you'll just be lucky when you try to solo mine. And if you're mining to your own node, you're helping the decentralization of Bitcoin. Anyways, that's about it. I don't want to put this video too long. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys had some ideas if you're looking to set up your own node. If you have any questions, reach out to me in the comments. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.